Have you ever felt this way? Surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone? Tired of smiling, drained from talking, the world is laughing, moving, full of noise, but you feel like just a bystander. And then a quiet voice inside you whispers, "Is it just me who doesn't seem to fit in?" Don't worry, you're not alone. We've all felt it. It's just that not many people talk about it. But what if I told you this feeling of loneliness isn't your enemy? What if it's not here to hurt you, but to guide you somewhere you've never been? What if it's your greatest teacher? Today, we're going to talk about loneliness, not in a way that makes you feel worse and not to tell you how to get rid of it, but in a way that's real and honest. Because loneliness isn't just something to avoid, it's something that needs to be understood. And once you begin to understand it, your life can truly start to change. Loneliness hurts, that's true. It feels like a heavy fog pressing on your chest, making it hard to breathe. You try scrolling through your phone, playing music, chatting with someone, but that emptiness rising from within just won't go away. Yet few people ever tell you this. Pain is actually a signal, not a punishment. It's not saying you're not good enough. It's gently reminding you, pause for a moment. Listen to your own voice. When you're alone, the world finally quiets down. No opinions from others, no relationships to please, no roles to play, just you. And it's in that quiet that something truly important begins to happen. You start to hear your inner voice again. You begin to ask yourself, what do I truly enjoy? Do I still believe in the things I once held dear? Is the life I'm living really the path I want to walk? These questions don't show up when your days are packed with noise, distractions, and endless scrolling. They only rise to the surface when you're alone, quiet, still. They act like a mirror, not to judge you, but to help you see yourself clearly. Loneliness isn't an empty void. It's a space that hasn't been explored yet. The more willing you are to step into it, the more you'll begin to find your truest self. Maybe you'll realize that what you've been craving isn't more friends, but the ability to feel at peace with yourself. Maybe what you're afraid of isn't being alone, but not knowing how to face the real you. Loneliness teaches you to slow down, to be honest, to truly listen. It's not a black hole in your life, it's a lighthouse for your soul. Loneliness doesn't just help you hear your inner voice. It also brings you face to face with the version of yourself you've been trying to avoid. Each of us carries things we've never said out loud, regrets, fears, thoughts we're not ready to admit. Most of the time, you stay busy. You fill your schedule to the brim, not because you don't want to face those feelings, but because you're afraid that if you ever stop, they'll all come rushing in. Loneliness is that moment when everything finally stops. When you're alone, all the emotions, memories, and desires you've pushed down begin to quietly rise to the surface. You might suddenly remember a lonely afternoon from your childhood, a relationship that ended without a proper goodbye, or a failure you tried so hard to forget. At first, it might feel uncomfortable, even painful, but that pain means something important. You're finally being honest, not with others, but with yourself. You finally admit, that moment really affected me more than I thought. You finally say, I guess I did care more about their opinion than I let on. And you begin to realize the things you thought you'd moved past were never really gone. They were simply waiting for you to be brave enough to face them. Loneliness teaches you something powerful. You don't have to pretend everything's okay anymore. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to feel vulnerable, even lost for a while. These aren't flaws, they're part of becoming whole. When you begin to accept the parts of you that are imperfect, that's when you start to gain real strength. It's not the kind of strength that makes you invincible, but the kind that helps you stop running, even when you feel fragile or lost. You become real, and through that, you slowly become free. When you've walked through loneliness and faced what's inside, you come to a quiet but powerful truth. Growth was never about becoming stronger. It's about learning how to be at peace with yourself. You no longer rush to prove yourself through others' approval. You're no longer afraid to eat alone, walk alone, or sit in silence without the noise of a crowd, because you've started to understand true security doesn't come from how many people are around you. It comes from the quiet confidence of knowing, even if no one is with me, I can take care of myself. You begin to treat your emotions more gently, even the ones you used to dislike. You stop blaming yourself for feeling sad. You stop thinking being lonely means something is wrong with you. Instead, you start giving yourself space. And maybe for the first time, you whisper something you've never allowed yourself to say. Hey, you've really been trying your best. From that moment on, you're no longer just getting through life. You begin to live consciously. You begin to choose what truly matters to you. And you start giving your time to things that make you feel calm and real. You even begin to thank loneliness because it didn't break you. Instead, it slowly helped you become more aware, more gentle, more whole. So no, loneliness isn't the enemy of your life. It's a teacher on your path of growth. It teaches you to listen through silence, to choose through emptiness. And by pulling you away from the world, it brings you back to yourself. May you no longer fear those lonely moments. Instead, may you learn to embrace them, to understand them, and to grow through them. Because sometimes the best kind of companionship isn't someone else. It's finally turning around and seeing yourself. So does loneliness hurt? Of course it does. But is it also one of the greatest teachers in your life? Without a doubt. It teaches you to listen, it teaches you to take care of yourself, and it helps you see what truly matters. And most importantly, it reminds you that even when you are alone, you are not lost. So the next time loneliness comes again, don't run from it. Sit down and listen to what it wants to tell you. You might be surprised. It could be bringing you the answers. Because you're never really alone. You're learning to become your own best friend. If today's video inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe. There will be more honest, heartfelt content coming to grow with you.